Hello!
Hi everybody, welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday.
Episode
This is our
2.
second video for the night. In our first video we were sampling the Che Fico Sangiovese.
Yes.
So definitely a really nice Italian table wine.
A table wine, right? Really nice.
Yeah, nice and light.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
so now in this video we are going to be sampling the Middle Jane Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve.
The Reserve, which is going to be a much darker wine.
Because it's a cab. Yeah, it definitely is a darker wine.
Look at that.
It's a little bit heavier in residual sugars, so we'll get into that in just a minute. But yeah, I think this is definitely, Middle Jane is definitely one of our favorite labels.
Look at the dress.
From Cellar. It has a really cute backstory, but their wines are just really high quality, and they take extra time in the process to make all these wines once they get to the bottle. So they are a little bit more expensive than the standard
You were just talking
wines
about
that we have at Scout & Cellar.
when you're on the plane and you order wine, this is not what you get.
No, you definitely don't get wines like this at this quality. They are much lesser quality.
No, you get Robert Mondavi or
yeah.
or whatever. You get the cheap shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people drink
I shouldn't say that, Zip. I'm not
a lot
going
of
to say
people
that.
get champagne when they sit in first
Or
class.
they do Bloody Marys in the morning.
Yeah, they do mixed drinks and everything too. It's just, I don't know, that stuff, it just, now that I've had the clean crafted wine, I don't get headaches after drinking any kind of wine. I used to get really bad headaches after drinking whites, and now I have no problems as long as it's clean crafted.
Do you remember, I used to fly early in the mornings,
Uh-huh.
and people would drink Bloody Marys in the morning.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
And
Do they have
mimosas.
hangovers?
Well, either that or because they're in vacation mode. Like even if they're traveling like for business, it's like, hey, I'm getting away from from all of the
It's party mode?
busyness of life.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going to travel for business, I'm still kind of going to someplace different and getting away from all my usual responsibilities.
I'm not going to have a Bloody Mary at 6 a.m.
I'm not either. I don't drink Bloody Marys at all.
No. But Bloody Mary is a hangover thing, isn't it?
Well, hair of the dog. It depends on what you drank the night before.
Hair of the dog that bit me.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't have to do that with these wines.
No, definitely not at all. These are definitely very high quality wines. Middle Jane especially, I think, is one of the better quality wines. It's all clean crafted, but like I said, because of the painstaking process and care they take in making this particular wine, I think is kind of what makes it a step above.
Definitely a heavier wine than we've
some
just
other wines.
experienced.
So this is from Alexander Valley, California. It's described as earthy and bold with notes of cherry, strawberry, oak, vanilla bean, and I think it's cassis. I figure that's how you pronounce that word.
Cassius.
No, it's definitely not cassis.
Every week I say that.
Now both of these wines said they had notes of strawberry. I really didn't get that very much in the Sangiovese, but let me smell. I do get a little bit more kind of like berry smell in this cab than I did in the...
This is not as peppery as that one.
well, okay, cab definitely should not be peppery.
It's not peppery. No, that's the onion.
It is drier. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It is drier, but most cabs are dry.
It's dry. It's a heavier wine, but it's definitely, if we're gonna have bolognese, we're gonna have that.
Oh yeah, because the kind of flavors you have in bolognese are different than you would have in other Italian foods. Because the spicier Sangiovese would be better for bolognese. Yeah, bolognese no.
Sangiovese might be good like for brisket. If I make brisket in my brisket.
Yeah.
Would you like that?
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, the cab would go well with the brisket too. I feel like.
But how about if we had a cab with pork? Would you ever do that?
No. I normally
You wouldn't do it?
I would do a lighter red or I would do a white.
Oh, okay.
If you do, because pork is the other white meat, so you don't typically do like the bolder reds. This is normally something you probably have with steak. So this says pairs well with prime rib, hearty roasts, and hard cheeses. So this kind of sounds more like something you might have a little bit more in the wintertime when you're having like stews and heavier meals and stuff like that.
Yeah, like a beef stew.
But what's to stop you? I mean, in summertime, who doesn't throw a steak on the grill, for goodness sake? I mean, steak kebabs, all different kinds of things like that. I think this would definitely go very well.
Right.
With those kinds of foods. So
it
says.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, but because of those type of you can have that one. With the type of seasonings that are in the meatball, I don't know that it would go well with the cat.
I must feed her.
I know.
I do. I feed her olives.
Yeah, I sit here like a Greek goddess, and he feeds me wine and olives and cheese. Yes. So it says if there's one region in California that equals the big bold flavor of Napa Valley cabs, It would be the Alexander Valley of Sonoma. So Sonoma, around Sonoma Valley. Okay.
Sonoma Valley is known for cabs. I mean, it is.
This region is home to some of the biggest names in cab and is the perfect source for our Middle Jane Reserve.
I mean,
the earthy and bold flavors hit your palate on all parts, giving lots of juicy cherry and berry flavors. Kisses of oak give a bit of cedar and vanilla, leading to a big, smooth finish that classic Cabernet lovers will love.
the climax.
Yeah. This wine is great now and can age for another 5 to 7 years. So you buy it, you stick it in your cellar and let it sit there for a little while. And I think what they're saying is that the flavor just kind of grows the longer that it sits.
Really?
Yes. That's why people have cellars and they buy wines and let them sit in there for a long time, because it helps the flavors
Can we
grow.
build a wine cellar in our
Absolutely.
house? Build a nice,
Absolutely.
like underground.
And a whole tasting room, so when we have company
like cooler
over.
down there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
We have music.
Yes. So this is actually 14.5% alcohol. It's a little bit higher. Most of our wines are around 13%.
I'm eating spicy now to try to see what it does with the spicy.
0.37 grams per liter of residual sugar. So this was a little bit higher than the Sangiovese that we started with. I'm curious to try this with a little bit of the smoked cheddar.
Ooh. Ooh, it really activates the spiciness of this Asian zing, which she hates, but I kind of
That's
like.
too spicy for me.
Chili pepper, soy, and ginger.
Okay.
Nate, if you're watching, Buffalo Wild Wings, you'd love it. Nate would love this, he just dump it all over everything.
He likes the spicy.
Oh, he loves spicy.
So I would say that the smoky cheddar doesn't really do much to affect the taste of the wine, but it definitely complements it.
Mm-hmm.
They go well together.
And let's add crumbly blow.
Okay.
Mmm.
You know what I'm going to
It
do?
enhances the crumbly blue.
I'm going to go a little bit sweet. I have some dark chocolate here.
Which one is caramel and which one's dark?
That one is caramel, that's dark, and that's dark chocolate with sea salt and almonds.
Okay, I'm gonna try that one. A little
Okay.
chunk.
Oh my gosh, it's so warm out here. The
I know.
chocolate is melting in my fingers.
I know.
Perfect time for people to come down here for spring break.
Mhm.
Because you have beautiful days at the beach. Nice breeze coming off the ocean.
Mhm.
Warm enough where you definitely will feel like you're in Florida.
In tropical weather.
Yes, but
Ooh, that's good with really dark
a
chocolate.
little too warm for us natives.
Yes, we are. We're natives, and we prefer air conditioning.
Yes,
I'm having the air conditioning
definitely
fixed in
prefer.
my Corvette.
that definitely needs to be done.
It's being done
Because
as we speak.
It's way too hot to be driving that car around with no air
Keep the
conditioning.
lids on it.
So I would say again, the chocolate kind of, it complements the wine, doesn't overpower the wine, doesn't really change the taste. I don't feel like I still get dryness.
Would you sit there
From
and
wine.
eat chocolate and drink this, or no? Or would you eat cheese and drink this?
Cheese.
Yeah.
I think I definitely would go more with cheese and, like I said, like steaks and stuff like that.
I mean, I would sit there and shave off blocks of Locatelli Romano and have this sitting in Italy.
Yes, definitely. I think that would go really well with
Wouldn't
each
that
other.
be wonderful?
Now the only thing I haven't tried, because again it said it had more of the berry jammy kind of notes to it. I got to try a little bit of the
The strawberry jam.
butter and see if that
Your kids
makes
always don't
any
eat the
difference.
strawberry butter.
They do. It just depends on what they have for breakfast.
Well, it's not going down.
Well, they use it sparingly.
You need to make sandwiches out of it. Make triple decker peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, I have made peanut butter and jelly with that before.
You have?
It is delicious. Absolutely
So
delicious.
you've taken that to school with you? You've
Not,
taken,
not the jar, but I've made like
you made
in the
peanut butter
morning.
and jelly?
Mm-hmm.
With
What
potato chips. Don't eat potato
No,
chips.
not potato chips.
That's fattening.
I take fruit and like carrot sticks on the side because the peanut butter and jelly is fattening enough. But
I know.
like when I'm in a pinch and I have nothing else to eat, so
Right, peanut
I
butter
just
and
make
jelly.
peanut butter and jelly. So
And don't eat partially hydrogenated vegetable oil.
yeah, you gotta eat the all natural. Even if you eat like almond butter, and there's lots of other butters you can do too that are actually better for you than
Just
peanut butter.
just get the natural Peter Pan. The ingredients are peanuts and oil. That's it.
Yeah.
Peanuts, oil. There's nothing else. And salt.
So the strawberry jam does add a little bit more sweetness to the cab, and it's not as dry.
Really?
Yes, it's not as dry whenever you have the sweet kind of thing. So I'm just thinking, like, as we're getting to summertime, yes, throw a steak on the grill, because everybody grills and barbecues during the summertime. But lighten it up a little bit with a nice little like spinach salad with some strawberry and maybe like candied walnuts and I don't know, blue cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that on there in a salad
If
to
you
go
ever
along.
eat blue cheese.
If it's just little crumbles like that on the salad, I think I can handle it, but just slicing it off in chunks and eating it, I can't do that.
Right.
That's too stinky for me.
How about barbecue?
Maybe it depends on like what kind of barbecue you do, because anything that
Prime
has
rib?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
What
It
if we
said
smoke
it
prime rib
goes
all day?
well with prime rib. Yes, definitely. But I was just thinking, you get into porks and other stuff like that. You start slathering it with barbecue sauce and everything, and I think that kind of takes away from the wine.
Eventually, when we have our outdoor kitchen, I'm going to have a smoker for slow smoking an entire gigantic thing of brisket, which I'll put in at 8 o'clock in the morning.
But you still have to have a grill, and we need a pizza oven too.
Pizza
An outdoor
oven
pizza oven.
with a wood-fired pizza oven. So we actually will cut trees on our own property, and we'll use the wood to smoke it, and I'll slide the pizzas in. It takes 15
That
minutes.
sounds like
take
a
it out.
delightful life.
Fresh dough too. I'll make it
Yes.
from scratch with the yeast and everything. Knead the dough, throw it in there, and pull out a fresh pizza for you.
Well, you have the smoker, you have just the regular grill, you have like, all these different
We
cooking
say,
options.
we're gonna have a pork butt today, and we rub it, and then we put it on the smoker, close it, and then we go inside and we hang out all day till 6 o'clock.
Well, smoker or crock pot, I love cooking in my crock pot because I can put it in there, throw it in the morning when I leave to go to work, and by the time I come home in the
whole house
late
smells
afternoon,
unbelievable.
and it's completely cooked. All I have to do is just like throw some sides together, and then there's your dinner.
I will admit, the brisket I make in the roaster is really good.
Oh yes,
And everybody that's had it, it's off the charts.
I do love a good brisket. Yes.
And when
That's
you
delicious.
cook brisket, just so you know, we're talking about wine here, but brisket goes with wine. Buy a slab of brisket that has about an inch of fat on the top of it. Cook it, put the fat on top. Put it in a roaster, put a bed of white onions underneath it, red wine and beef broth underneath it. Put the grate thing, rest the brisket. There's a rub. You know what? I may include my rubbing recipe.
Oh, but yeah.
I include that in this video in the comments. And then put it there fat down. After 8, 9, 10 hours, that fat cooks into the meat. And when you slice it with the electric knife, you can see the
Nice
meat
and juicy.
juicy and unbelievable.
Now, when you do it on the smoker, though, you get like the smoke ring around the outside of the meat.
It's crispy.
It's not necessarily crispy, but you can see the difference in color in the meat inside, and that just adds a whole nother layer of flavor to the meat. So there is some difference in cooking in the crock pot or the roaster versus like smoking it.
I would like smoked brisket.
Okay.
How about smoked chickens?
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I take whole chickens, we cut them in half, and we just sit them on the smoker for 3 or 4 hours. We put a rub on the chicken, and that's what we have for dinner. We have smoked.
That sounds delicious. And we had all the perfect wines to go along with it.
Oh
so
my God.
I just wanted, in case you haven't seen any of our earlier videos, I just wanted to point out all of the wines that we try are clean crafted wines. So that doesn't mean diet wines. They still have lots of flavor to them, because we've actually tried some of the wines that are advertised. Like we just tasted them to compare and see. And a lot of those wines that say they're low carb or like diet
Go back
wines,
through the archives.
I mean, they don't have as much flavor. They don't have as much taste.
We can't say it, but you know the wines we're talking about when you go down the aisle and you see the runner
But
on the
the
bottle
reason
of wine.
why...
Actually, that's not a bad bottle of wine, but nothing like this.
No, they definitely don't compare to
Nothing like
any
this.
kind of clean crafted wine.
Nothing like
And the
this.
reason why is because you have all the natural flavors and all the goodness that comes from growing these grapes. They just don't have any of the added stuff that you find in mass-produced wines.
Preservatives, fillers.
Right. Preservatives, fillers, chemicals that they use, all this even in the process of how they pick the grapes, they normally come in with this gigantic machine that just takes a whole bunch of extra stuff, and that just gets trapped in with the grapes as they go through the process of growing it. And then they have to add all this extra stuff to it to make it taste good and get rid of the chemical taste and all the other stuff that they have in there. And they do these things in order to make it maintain the same taste over and over again, year after year after year.
And the vintages.
Right, so with the clean crafted wines though, because the conditions change from year to year when they grow these grapes, then they do end up having a slightly different taste and different notes of different flavors. It just all depends on the growing climate and the conditions.
And I will say this honestly, if we're going to build a house together, and we are going to build a wine cellar, and I will buy, I'm not just going to buy 4 bottles, I'm going to buy 20 bottles, like of a vintage. And we're going to have them down there so that we can go down and say, flip through and say, remember that 2019, 2020, 2021? Do you remember that?
But it's
Let's
so
get a
much
bottle of
fun
that for dinner
too,
tonight.
then when a new vintage comes out, to be able to try and taste the difference between one vintage to the other.
That's why we're here.
Right.
Because of that. But I will say this, that these don't last long on that website. So,
yeah, once this particular vintage is gone, once they sell out, then it's gone. There's no more behind it. They have to wait for the process
I
of
figured out that
the.
people really do love wine, don't they?
Oh yes.
People drink a lot of wine.
Yes.
You know, and we went to that wine tasting in Windermere, and those women, it was Phil, I was the only guy in the room. There was another guy, me and another guy, 50 other women.
Yes.
And I felt intimidated, but women drink a lot of wine. Why do you guys drink so much wine? The stress of life?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. That is definitely why.
Women drink incessantly, and it was like, they love it. They love it.
You know what? We work
Chocolate.
hard, and we play hard. Right, ladies? Cheers. Cheers to us for all of the hard work and everything that we put into
And
every
cheers to the
single
men
day.
who support you.
Yes, to the men who support us. Yes, thank you. I would give you a kiss, but I think our hats are going to get in the way. So there
How
you
about
go.
that?
There, that works for me.
Do I look
Thank
cute?
you.
Do I look cute with my hat on backwards? Tell me, do I look cute? I look cute, don't I?
So definitely let us know what you think about these wines. If you have any questions about anything, if there's any wines that you see on the website that you would like for us to try, just definitely comment on the video and let us know, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction or answer any questions that you have.
Absolutely, and I will be posting the link to purchase the Middle Jane cab and all our notes. And quite frankly, I'm gonna start adding some effects to the videos because we have this fancy schmancy new software.
Yeah, try to make it a little bit more entertaining.
Yes, and you know, but other than that, no, we would appreciate your positive comments. We know we've got a lot of comments about, you know, that you guys like us, but why don't you comment about the wine?
Well, we get lots of likes on our Clean Cork It page on Facebook, but we have just a lot of people just liking the picture and then not actually
Or saying
clicking
great
on the
pick or whatever.
right. But to click on the link and watch our videos.
Watch our videos. Yeah, just click on the link and actually watch the video, because if you do, I swear to God, it's a lot of fun. I watch the videos. I watch other people's videos. It's fun. It's like a new episode every week. And quite frankly, you know, I can tell you about. Okay, I'm gonna inject this. This is non-wine related. My cat emits a lot of fur. She exudes fur.
He's like a crazy man. He goes around the house all day long with a vacuum cleaner.
I have a vacuum cleaner that's permanently plugged in the living room. When she comes over, it's sitting right there, and it's filled with her hair. Now the cat actually lets me vacuum her. I take the nozzle with a brush.
No animals are harmed in that process, but she actually, it feels good, the sensation of the.
I
the
gently
suction.
suck it away, and the canister fills with hair. I've never seen.
It's
I'm
like
gonna do a
somebody's
video.
doing like a deep
We're
scratch
gonna
on
do a
her.
video.
She loves it.
She's gonna film me, and my cat goes like this. She goes,
She arches her back. She's like, oh yes, keep
and
doing
then
that.
the canister's filling with air, and I'm like, yes, yeah. Because if I don't do it tomorrow morning, there's little pet danders
So
everywhere.
yes, if you're lucky, we may start making some like Wild Kingdom
Some Luna
animal
videos, some Luna and Sophie videos.
Yes,
we might
so-
do that. We might do that. But anyways, hey, listen, like, comment, subscribe, please. YouTube too, as far as YouTube. And now we're going to be on Twitter because of Elon Musk. He's a hero, and we can talk freely on Twitter again. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to be
We
tweeting.
can talk about wine as much as we
Oh,
want.
I'm going to be posting all kinds of wine memes on Twitter. You're going to love it. So we're gonna post a link to our Twitter feed and all of that stuff tonight. So go ahead and like everything, subscribe and comment, and we will see you next week.
All right, bye everybody.
Cheers.